everybody, it's me, Tokkuri Yashi. How's everybody doing? Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Thank you again to all the new subscribers. Welcome everybody, much appreciated. Today, we're going to be having a look at the new Prifest, Nefinera, who has been squeezed in just before we was expecting the first of the summer units for this year. Not only has she been squeezed in, there is a second permanent character on the banner. So let's quickly go over and have a look at the banner before we go into Nefinera Skills. On this banner, as it is a Prifest banner, all the Prifest characters are on there. We only get masterpieces for Nefinera if we summon this Summoner, who is the other permanent character on the banner. We'll have a look at her in the next video. You don't get any masterpieces. I don't know what they're doing with that. We'll come to that in the future. So this banner is here till the 3rd. Prifest banners are always here for a short period of time. Then what we are expecting is Summer Misora, probably. We'll find out that very soon when they tweet out that information. So this is the banner. Let's go in and have a look at Nefinera's skills, and we will see what she does, and we'll see whether we think we should be summoning on this banner or not, where she's going to fit into the game. Again, we have got a handy image here of Nefinera, and as we can see here, Nefi is on a fire team. Really good buff for a fire team. Fire team was very weak. If you're like me, it was my weakest team. Definitely needed to get some buffs for this fire team. And we have that here with Nefinera. She's also a physical character, and she sits in the mid guard at position 540. And as we can see here, that means she's just behind Halloween Ninon and the worker Aoi on the fire team. I don't think there is ever going to be much need to run her off of the fire team, so it's only the fire characters, more so the fire physical characters, that we need to take into account when we are looking at her position. As we can see here, Nefi has got a special skill, so we will start with that. Let's jump in and have a look at the skills in a bit of detail. So, starting with Nefinera's special skill, as we can see, it is the first action she does when she enters battle, and it activates an environmental effect, the Sabotage Dust. Now this reduces the magical damage by 5%, 480 seconds for the full battle. It affects both your allies and the enemies. So with this skill, it does appear that if you bring Nefinera on a magical team, she's going to be detrimental. She's going to be lowering your magical damage as well as the opponent's magical damage. This Sabotage Dust effect also affects her Union based and other skills. So let's go in and jump over there and have a look at some of those. So first of all, her Union based. Annihilation and Reincarnation. Sounds pretty epic. If this Sabotage Dust effect is active from her special skill, she will deal 379,000 damage, nearly 380,000 damage. Physical damage, this is 10.4 times her physical attack. Single target physical damage to the lowest physical defense enemy. She will reduce physical defense of this target by 187 for 18 seconds. Raise crit damage received to that target by 8% for another 18 seconds. If Sabotage Dust is not active, then all of these numbers are going to be halved. I don't see why it would not be active, as it's the first action she does when she enters battle. Don't know why it would be taken off. Maybe in PvP, if you were using her in there and you came up against, say, Kaiser. I don't know if Kaiser could knock it off. If it's something that Kaiser skill would knock off, I wouldn't think you would need to worry about Sabotage Dust not being active. But if it's not half all of these numbers. Here, skill 1 then, Wanhua Hard Fist. This skill, again, if the Sabotage Dust is active, will deal 131,000 damage, which is 3.6 times her physical attack, as single target physical damage to the lowest physical defense enemy. She will raise physical attack of all friendly units by 6,220, 12 seconds, not the biggest number. Raises physical crit rate of all friendly targets by 150, again 12 seconds. And the physical crit damage of all friendly targets by 6% for 12 seconds. The numbers aren't massive, they're okay, but maybe when they all add up together, especially with her union based, making the opponent that she attacks take extra damage if crit, they actually all add up to become quite significant for the whole team in the amount of damage that they can do. Maybe the numbers are a little bit deceiving there, we will see. Again, if Sabotage Dust is not active, all of these numbers will be halved. So finally, we will have a look at her skill 2, Wanhua Snake Shield. Now this skill, I don't think it was one that would only be used once by what it did, but if you can see, it is actually used more than once in her loop pattern. So on her first instance of using this skill, she will apply 20 iron protection counters to all allies. Now these iron protection counters will reduce the damage that they take by 10%. Each time though, however, they do receive an attack and take damage, we will be removing one of these iron protection tokens. When the token is removed, it will deal 5% of the enemy's total hit points to them as damage, capping out at 99,999. In addition, when a token is removed, the character will have a physical attack raise of 1,868. This is a permanent buff. So when all 20 of these iron protection tokens have been removed, that will be a total of 37,320 physical attack raise to those characters, which is a very big number indeed. But as you can see here, this is why Nefinera's damage reduction is a little bit misleading as well. It's only for the first 20 hits, it appears. The first 20 hits that the allies take, then once all of these tokens have gone, they will not have this 10% damage reduction anymore. On top of that, she will heal 10,717 HP to all friendly targets. This fire team doesn't have many healers on there. You've got Maho, you've maybe got Valentine Shizuru. Does this make Nefinera the best healer on the fire team? I wouldn't say she was a dedicated healer with this, but a little bit extra healing on this team is always welcome. Now this is the bit about Nefinera's kit that is the best bit, I think. If Sabotage Dust is active, then she will change the action speed of all allies by 200 times for 12 seconds. She's an action speed buffing character, just like Eris and Monica and Winter Uni. 200 times is the new meta, so that is very good for this team. If the Sabotage Dust is not active, it will be 150 times, but again, I don't see why it would not be active. So, where does this leave Nefinera in the meta? Should you be summoning for her? Where is she in the ranking? So, let's go over and let's have a little discussion about her kits and where I think she might be fitting within the game. Okay, so in terms of Nefinera, I would say that the fire team is very weak, so that makes her a very high priority, if not a must pull for a fire physical team. I don't think she is, however, the last piece that fixes everything, but she can certainly help out with a fire deep quest, especially in the later stages. If you do watch my stream where we did our summons, we did try the fire deep quest out. Maybe we'll get it eventually. I can build a team with her in for 210 where people are getting stuck. We will give that a try in the future. Maybe she will help us out with that eventually. She, however, is detrimental to run on a magical team, which could be a disadvantage, maybe not so much. Definitely works better against a magical opponent. Her damage reduction also is a bit deceiving. She's not going to keep your team alive alone. You are still going to probably need another healer, someone with a barrier, perhaps Sarasuri Saren, go on the fire team. Therefore, she's not on the level as Eris, Ameth, maybe even Anemone as a Prifest release. She has, however, been compared to Labi on the fire team. with a few extras. She does medium amounts of damage. Her action speed is pretty valuable though, so perhaps June isn't so much needed as a tank for the fire team, leaving it open for other characters to be used. Maybe the Summoner, maybe Wild Matsuri will be used a little bit more as a tank with this Nefinera. It's an additional banner that we've got added over for here at a time when other good units are traditionally about to land, so think before you summon. But as a good fire physical buff, she is pretty valuable and probably going to be required for the Abyssal Battle, which will be coming up in a few days. That boss is going to be weak to the element of fire. So there we go. That is Nefinera. Let me know what you think of her. Good luck to everybody who summons for her. And I am Tokkuri Yashi. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye. Hey.